His home yesterday morning. Police say he may be driving a 1999 Chevy Blazer. A man who escaped from police in northern Kentucky about a week ago has been arrested in Tennessee. 32-year-old David Vaughn was arrested last night at a hotel, reportedly in Dixon, outside of Nashville, about 40 miles away from the Music City. Cincinnati City Councilman Greg Landsman says he does not support a more than $400,000 buyout for city manager Harry Black to walk away in part because of the cost. Landsman talked about the issues with the next city budget with Mike Allen this morning.
The city administration said, here, we're looking at here are the parameters, submit your budget. So now the department heads have to submit a budget within those parameters.
Projections right now have Cincinnati looking at a more than $20 million shortfall. In sports, Ohio high school title games today. Ken mentioned Deer Park is playing Afrocentric Early College right now. Tonight it is Moeller versus Solon. Elite Eight games tonight. Loyola against Kansas State, and Florida State plays Michigan. And we have the Reds on radio this afternoon against San Diego. Airtime is 3:35 here on News Radio 700 WLW. Our next update is coming up at 3:30. I'm Matt Reese, News Radio 700 WLW.
This report is brought to you by Bobcat Enterprises. Built tough and priced right. Lease a Bobcat E32 compact excavator for as low as $599 per month for 36 months. For a limited time, call Bobcat Enterprises at 800-4BOBCAT today. If you love pizza, today is your lucky day. Right now, Papa John's is offering you 2 large one-topping pizzas for only $7.77 each. That's 2 large pizzas, each made with quality and the topping of your choice for just $7.77 each when you buy 2. Don't let your luck run out. Order online at papajohns.com or call your local Papa John's today. Better ingredients, better pizza. Papa John's. Limited time offer. Prices and participation may vary. Not valid with all discounts. Additional toppings, taxes, and fees extra. Let the pros at Nixco Plumbing take care of all of your plumbing problems. Nixco offers 24/7 emergency service for any home or business. Call Nixco Plumbing today at 513-331-7714 or visit nixcoplumbing.com. Choose a pro. Choose Nixco.
Oh, you can get catfish and tilapia. See, if you'd sit the fuck down, that wouldn't happen.
It's up to $5,000 off on over 80 Chevy Equinox.
Fuck's sake. Alright, you can get cod, whiting, catfish, and tilapia at the fried chicken place now.
Perk, the blazing fast speed of the Queen City's only fiber network. Right now, enjoy this offer from your neighbors at Bell. Sign up for 500 meg fiber optic internet.
I gotta confess, I think catfish is the nastiest shit I've ever been in. It's not food at all.
Or CincinnatiBell.com/free TV to learn more. Some restrictions apply. Cincinnati Bell, the fastest, most reliable, most neighborly provider there is. Heading out to watch the game tonight? Score a slam dunk with the Keno Mania Lucky Play promotion from the Ohio Lottery. Today and on all men's tournament game days, for every $20 Keno wager on a single ticket, you'll get a free ticket for the new fast-paced game, The Lucky One. Don't miss your shot to be the lucky one during Keno Mania Lucky Play. Promotion runs 12 p.m. till 12 a.m. on men's tournament days only. Lottery players are subject to Ohio laws and commission regulations. Please play responsibly. The Penn Station Athlete of the Year program, sponsored by 700 WLW, ESPN 1530, KISS 107, and Fox 19, celebrates exceptional senior student athletes, giving them a shot at a $10,000 scholarship. Nominate a worthy high school senior at pscincy.com.
Now, your host, Ken Brew, on News Radio 700 WLW.
Welcome back, 700 WLW. We're counting down to the Reds, and that will be upcoming here at the bottom of the hour. So stay tuned for that. One more game after today, and that's it. Team breaks camp, heads to Arlington, Texas for a couple of games, and then opening day on Thursday. Reds and Padres today, and of course, the interest here is Brandon Finnegan. And whether or not he's really over what ailed him and kept him out of so many games here this spring. He had what was referred to as lateral forearm spasm. I've experienced that many times myself when the check comes at dinner. I just can't reach out and grab the check. But if I was a pitcher, and I'm not, thankfully, for any particular major league team, but if I were, I guess that could be a problem. But Brandon Finnegan allegedly starting today for your Cincinnati Reds. And, you know, it's interesting what's developed here in the last week or so with the Reds. They've made some player moves that pretty much tell you what's going on here with this team.
I'm going to get the stuff out of the trunk and put it inside the front door. And then we're going to park the car, and then we're going to walk in together. Okay? Just sit.
On
Sit.
Sports of all sorts, so you may
Girl,
want to tune in and see Mark live and direct in Goodyear, Arizona. But I mean, this is what we know, really, after the roster movement late this past week on Thursday. Robert Stevenson was sent to the minors. Michael Lorenzen, of course, has got a strained something or other muscle, and so they've shut him down. So it looks like the starting rotation this year is, at least to start the season, is going to be Homer Bailey on opening day, followed by Luis Castillo, Tyler Mahle, Sal Romano, and then it's either going to be Finnegan or Amir Garrett, depending on a lot of what happens this afternoon as Finnegan pitches against the San Diego Padres. We know that the starting catcher is Tucker Barnhart. Devin Mesoraco and Jesse Winker will be part of that bench. In fact, Winker, I would be shocked, let's put it this way, if Winker doesn't start more games than Billy Hamilton. Because Hamilton flat out isn't hitting this spring. He has not been able to get on base with any great consistency. And despite this wonderful speed and these great defensive skills that he has, you know it and I know it, this team needs to score runs. And unfortunately, Billy Hamilton doesn't do that. He'll steal you a lot of bases. He'll score a lot, but you can't steal first. Anyway, that's a topic for another discussion. But anyway, let's just say for the moment that Winker doesn't start. You've got Mesoraco and Winker. And then there are three other spots that are open. Cliff Pennington, who's, middle infielder. Phil Gosselin, who can play any number of infield positions. Alex Blandino has been hitting the ball very, very well this spring. Brandon Dixon's in the mix. Philip Urban is in the mix. Sebastian Elizalde is in the mix. But, I mean, just look at some of these stats that the Everyday 8 is putting up. Scott Schebler, I want to start with him. Because a lot of people forget that Schebler was a major acquisition for this team in those trades that took place 3 years ago. And he's acquitted himself well, and he's hit with power. But he's never hit this way. You know, it's almost frightening whether or not this is going to carry over into the 2018 regular season. But his on-base percentage is .523 this spring. He's hitting .514. He has 3 home runs and 16 RBI. And this is a guy who has a really strong sample size. He's got 37 at-bats. And he has 3 walks, so he's got 40 plate appearances this spring, and he's hitting .514. I mentioned Blandino. Very big surprise. This is a guy that's been hurt a lot of his time spent in professional baseball, but he's hitting .364 this spring. And again, fairly good sample size here. This guy's been 33 at-bats, and he has 4 walks, so he's got 37 plate appearances so far in 2018 spring training. Peraza has hit the ball well lately, hitting .333. Scooter Gennett was hurt there for a while. Gennett healthy again. He's hitting .333. I mentioned Mesoraco and Winker. Really, the only players that are not hitting the ball particularly well this spring. And one is a surprise, and the other one is kind of a shock. But Joey Votto is only at .154 and a .327 on-base percentage. Now, if Joey Votto hits .154 this year, forget about everything else we're going to talk about here in the next half hour. But Joey Votto hitting .154 this spring, to me, is a real big surprise. And, you know, the other one that is not such a big surprise, and I don't think anybody should be really shocked by it, is Billy Hamilton hitting, ironically, the same as Joey Votto. Somebody said, hey, he's hitting the same as Joey Votto. He must be having a great spring. And Hamilton's hitting .154. And he just, and this is a large sample size, too. This is 46 plate appearances. He's just not the disciplined hitter. Doesn't take a lot of walks. And, I'm like the next guy. I'm waiting for Billy Hamilton to just bust out and finally do it. But let's face it, this is a guy that's been around since the 2014 season, and it hasn't happened so far. And you reach a point in any player's career where if it hasn't happened so far, it's probably not going to happen. Probably not going to happen. I want to say it was 3 weeks ago. Yeah, it was 3 weeks ago. I had Scott Miller on my show. Scott is a guy that appears on a lot of platforms.
Give me the fucking key, god damn it. Whatever. Okay, home.